All right, what's going on, guys? Back at it with another MLB DFS video for today, April 16th. I don't want to recap yesterday's lineup that was posted at fan bases, but the only thing I can really say is O'Neal Cruz joins Acuna on the banned list. Tyler Glass now got lit up like a Christmas tree. 6 earned, 5 Ks, 8 hits. I mean, he was like 40% owned, give or take. So I don't know. I was like watching the game and I was like, this might get bad pretty quick. But also O'Neal Cruz and Rowdy Tellez combined for 0 for 8 with a walk. So that doesn't
Yeah, it
help
was
much. Tellez was getting meatballs down the middle too, and he was just staring at them. It was like,
it was not a fun
sure.
slate. We played Pittsburgh because I didn't want to play chalk KC, and they didn't even do anything. I mean, Vinny P at 30% hit a home run. Sure, like it was a solo. He had like 25, like he's had all week. God, that guy just keeps killing us. But I mean, Pitt scored like what final was like 6-3. Just was not it. Four-man them, 3-man Houston like we always do, and they just continue to stink. Uh, Lindor was okay as our one-off, and then Glass we just played because I didn't really see the upside for a lot of the other pitching options. And I felt like paying up for pitcher yesterday was the better play than paying up for offense. I didn't really see that many high upside games. I mean, what was the optimal stack? It had to be like Seattle with Polanco and whoever else was in there, but it was just not pretty. It'll be interesting to see where the optimizer goes today because, again, a lot of the pitching options look really good and offense looks pretty meh. But the ownership should be pretty spread out between the top five pitchers because they all look pretty good.
Yeah, definitely some decent options today. So speaking of pitchers, let's just jump into that. So sorted by top pitcher percentage, Hunter Green, Dylan Cease, Gilbert, Lynn, Jones, Kikuchi, this asshole, Tanner Bibby, Quintana. What are your thoughts? Who should we look into?
Yeah, so we're done five guys originally before looking at the tool. It's Green, Jones, Gilbert, Cease, Lynn. And I think it's pretty much the exact same order here, to be honest. I do think I like Green the most for the upside because Seattle's K rate is pretty high up year to year. He does have the highest upside probably to get dinged though, just because he walks so many guys. Cease is a pretty good discount compared to his DraftKings prices. So he's like the highest price pitcher over there versus he's like third or fourth on FanDuel. So I don't mind Cease. The problem is Milwaukee's been pretty damn good the last 10 days or so. Pretty hot. And William Contreras is batting like 400 or something crazy. Logan Gilbert, I mean, same thing you could say about, I mean, the opposite side of that game. The Reds, very hit or miss. They steal a bunch of bags, but they don't really have a lot of power in the lineup. Um, Lynn is interesting. We know what Lance Lynn can do and give up four consecutive home runs, or he can have 12 Ks. Pretty nice price point for like a high upside guy, I think. If you want to pay up for offense, you could probably just play Lynn and hope for the best. And Jones is probably the one guy out for me. He's shown some good stuff. I just don't know much about. I haven't looked that much into him personally. But I mean, matchup against the Mets, this is the worst in the world. So that's probably the top five I would stick to and just leave everyone else. I'm not paying 10-5 for Singer. That's just crazy.
Yeah, I kind of have my order how it is right here. I mean, you said Hunter Green just walks a lot of guys, but playing against Seattle, who strikes out a bunch, this could really be a good spot for him. Cease at 20%. I mean, he was a White Sox. I love Dylan Cease. He hasn't been that bad this season. I think his first start, he had like, I'm gonna double check on my phone, but I think his first start, he had like 7 Ks or something, but got kind of lit up. He had like one outlier game that was a little odd. His first game against San Francisco, 4 2/3, 6 strikeouts, 2 earned, didn't get the win. Against the Cubs, he got the win on the 10th. That's when he went six and had 7 strikeouts. So um
I'm gonna
here's
look at some of the win odds right now.
what's up.
I'm gonna look at some of the win odds right now while you're talking.
So back to this Seattle Reds game, you can pay like 300 more for Logan Gilbert for potentially 4% less ownership. I know he's 10-2, but kind of like you were saying too. I mean, since he's hit or miss, they steal bags, but there's not a lot of power. If Gilbert shuts him down, doesn't let Fraley get on, Ellie, who else steals bags on that team? Probably the whole damn team.
The
But
whole damn team.
yeah. But I mean, if he can shut them down, kind of like what you really want. You want six and some strikeouts, no earns, not a lot of pitches. I tend to lean a little more towards Gilbert, but I mean, also on the flip side, you can save 300 and play Hunter Green. But Lance Lynn is interesting at just 84 against Oakland. I know Oakland has been actually solid this year, but it just depends on what kind of game you're going to get from Lynn. And can we trust St. Louis's offense to, actually pitch well or bat well? I don't even know who's starting for Oakland. JP Sears.
Yeah, he's all right. The thing about Oakland, even when they're winning games, it's like 3-2. Like they're still not hurting anyone. So like I feel like Lynn is, a okay play.
Right.
He's minus one. I mean, the Cardinals are minus 150, Padres minus 125, Seattle minus 130. So I mean, Lynn does have the higher winning odds of those guys. Uh, I saw that Singer was like minus 190, which considering yesterday Glass was minus 400. I guess it really doesn't matter, but it's just crazy.
Yeah, well, you would have to catch me dead to play Brady Singer against my team at freaking 10-5. He's had solid starts, but holy crap. All right, let's move on to stacks. So I'm not gonna read this, but the thing here with Kansas City stack, I believe it's gonna be a bullpen game, and the White Sox haven't announced who they're pitching yet. They have good leverage, but here's everyone right now. What's standing out to you at the moment? Is there like a stack that's, over here that we should look into?
Yeah, in the middle of the pack there, I wrote down the Yanks projected 5.4 runs on ballpark pal. Some other teams wrote down Casey, like you said, they're projected for 5 runs. Braves 5, Houston 5.4, Cubs 5.4, Arizona 5.4. So you can see at the top as those numbers went up, they're all right there, 2 through 5, pretty much. Dodgers haven't loaded into ballpark pal yet, so I haven't got to look at them all that much. But playing Corbin, he's probably going to give up some damage, I would assume, especially since they lost last night. Dodgers are probably due for a rebound. Um, but of the teams I just mentioned, those are probably the eight I'm looking at to start. I don't really see too much reason to go anywhere away from anywhere due to ownership yet. Everything seems pretty spread out just because it's a pretty big slate. So just gonna stick with those and then see what happens.
Yeah. Mine, I might give a little more than five, but just bear with me here. Dodgers, Cubs, D-backs. I really want to stay away from Atlanta, Houston, but um Yankees don't look bad. St. Louis, I know you don't want to play them, but St. Louis, little intriguing. but they have like negative leverage, so they're gonna get a lot of the same, possibly a lot of the same players. You can go New York, Toronto. I mean, with Toronto, it's your Rodon. I almost said Jordan. It's Rodon. I mean, he's whatever. Yeah, honestly, not much else is standing out. I thought I would have more, but I guess not. The thing with the Dodgers, though, too, is it's Patrick Corbin, and I don't know what it is with me, but I always have this notion in my head that, like, the Dodgers lost yesterday, they're going to come back and win today. And it's not just obviously because, they're playing the Nationals who aren't as talented as, the Dodgers, but I don't know. It just seems like in a three-game series or something, the better team always comes out on top, or the team that loses first wins the second game. I don't know what it is in my head, but that's just the way I think on occasion.
What do
Um,
you think of this Cleveland Boston game? Because we didn't talk about the pitching or the offense for either of them.
Garrett Whitlock, he's okay. Cleveland doesn't strike out a whole bunch, so he probably won't. If anything, he might go deep into a game if he's getting, ground outs and flyouts. He won't be getting strikeouts. I honestly haven't even seen how well or not Tanner Bibby has been doing. I'll check on him.
Yeah, I
Probably.
wasn't really high. I'm not really high on anyone that's ever playing Cleveland. Uh, Same reason I don't like playing guys against like the Nats. They just don't strike out all that much. But they're like the worst of the worst. Like Stephen Kwan just like never strikes out. So it's like an instant first guy on base. And then you gotta face Jose Ramirez and Jimenez that don't strike out either. It's just a problem until you get to like 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, Bibby is 8,600. Last start against the White Sox, he went 4 and 1/3, gave up 5 earned. His only good pitching performance was on the fourth against Minnesota. He went 5 1/3 with 9 strikeouts. He also played Oakland on March 30th. Only went 4 innings, 4 strikeouts, 3 earned.
Yeah, we played him that day, I remember.
Did we? Fuck.
Because I'm pretty sure he had like 5 walks.
6 hits, 5 walks, 4 Ks,
Yeah.
3 earned.
I remember he walked like 3 guys in a row. I was like, oh my God, we're cooked. But he's talented. He's just doesn't seem like the best spot. It was just interesting that they're both projected. The pitchers both project mid, and the offenses both project mid. It just strange.
Well, one team's got to win.
Yeah,
Um, let's go to bats and just, we'll go position by position, see if, a price tag stands out or something.
damn, Josh Naylor's that high. That's crazy. Justin Turner's been playing pretty well. I like him. Is he still first and third or just
Yeah,
first?
first and third.
Yeah, I like his positionality.
This asshole.
Yeah, talk about a game log. That guy's had what, 4 straight 20 pieces?
5.
5?
We don't know the
Yeah,
whole story on Michael Bush. If he hits a home run today, he breaks the Cubs franchise record with consecutive home runs in a game by a rookie since like 1900. 31K and 31. That's insane. Goldie at 2.9. It's a little
I mean,
interesting.
he's usually like 3-9, but obviously he's not been the same Goldie. It's interesting to see his price that low. Rowdy Tellez, Cheeks,
Gary Gary Bonds,
Gavin Sheets.
Gavin Bonds.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no
there's
thanks.
nothing else here. Let's go to second.
Altuve. Oh, I mean, all these guys up here are always just kind of in play. Brendan Donovan being that expensive is a little steep for me, but
He's had three straight 3-point games and had two 20 points.
yeah,
He had a
it's
40,
usually like 2.8 now 3,300. I mean, I guess I get it against Oakland, but whatever.
the GOAT himself.
Yeah, look at that stash. You know he's going yard today.
Jesus. Horner at 27 is interesting if you need a stack for the Cubs. Polanco went yard yesterday. Yeah, there's really nothing here. I mean, kind of like you said too, these guys are usually even like Marte and I guess Albies, they're always in play. Altuve is like second in the league in like batting average and all that, second in slugging. So he's a good play, even if he's just a one-off. Oh God.
Yeah, I mean, obviously all the top price guys are good
There's always
plays
something
most of the
good.
time. It just depends on pricing. That's why we go through to see if any prices stand out. Muncie's kind of cheap.
I think he had a decent-ish game yesterday. Two
Yeah,
hits, and double
he's got a
RB.
hot bat. I
He's
want some of him.
is Tanner Bibby a righty? Might be a decent start
Mm,
for Devers.
honestly, don't
All that
remember.
power. Birthday boy, 3K against the Athletics.
Damn, it's almost 300. I thought he was like batting like 190.
Yep, didn't mean to click him. Bregman at 29 is always interesting. I
He's always owned because he's just too cheap. But he
don't
just hasn't
know.
done like there hasn't been a ceiling game for him yet.
Ugh. I guess if you want to get a little
Shit,
different, if you're doing some sort of Yankee stack, Cabrera, switch hitter. Yeah, there's nothing else here. I
the
hate
goat, Bobby Witt.
I hate his guts so much. I just
Yeah, he's probably
one of
going to be very owned today, I would assume.
one of the last White Sox games I went to, he hit a nuke off of Lynn actually. The White Sox actually won a game. I wish I can delete
Dansby
them.
Swanson, probably going to be pretty owned if the Cubs are owned. Nothing else.
Yeah, I know. Uh, how did he do yesterday? I didn't even check. I normally do.
Yeah.
All right, 15.
Every look at the game log. Everywhere you see a 6 or 0, that's what we're playing.
I think we might have played him this night too, where he had 9. But yeah, like these
Whoopee. And then
two.
every time we don't play him, instant 20 piece.
I mean,
It's crazy.
that's just unbelievable.
Azuna is now like 4K. That's crazy.
Mozuna from the Braves. Such an idiot.
Oh, did they raise Tuck's price finally?
What was it yesterday? I don't even remember.
I feel like he was 34 yesterday.
The GOAT.
Newt Bar.
No, this is the real GOAT here.
Damn, Donovan can play every position, huh?
Third, second, first outfield. Holy shit.
Okay.
Rayleigh,
He went
third.
yard yesterday.
Yeah. That means don't play him today because he's not going yard today.
Correct.
If you're doing a Cub stack, you can get Ian Happ or Horner. Horner's 27. The thing I like about Happ, I mean, little expensive, but it gives you the switch hitting upside. And I think Tommy Henry's a lefty, so obviously he's going to be batting righty. Duval at 28. I didn't like Hunter Brown get lit up his last start. Maybe that's why a lot of people are going to go
Probably.
with the
He
Braves.
hasn't looked good to start the year.
Yeah, there really isn't much else here. I guess if you're going to be doing, like, if you're going to do Toronto stack, maybe find like a cheap guy, get Schneider. If you're running Houston, like a game stack of some sort, Chaz at 27 wouldn't be bad. Or just have a one off of Gavin Bonds.
How much is Melendez?
Let's find out. 33.
Damn, I thought it was cheaper than that. So one of my home run calls. That's why I wanted to check.
Miguel Garcia is 200 cheaper. All right, well, speaking of home run calls, drop yours.
I got Mr. Paul Goldschmidt. I got Volpe from the Yanks, and then Melendez, like I just said.
I'm gonna go with Jorge Soler, Mike Trout, and I gotta do it since I'm a Sox fan. I'm gonna go Michael Bush. The streak ends tonight. Well, I hope I hope he does go yard, because
Mm-hmm.
I'm most likely gonna bet on him. But as a Sox fan, I hope he goes 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. But um, that should just about do it though, unless we missed anything you wanna talk about.
No, it'll just be interesting to see where ownership ends up on such a big slate. Make sure to check out our fan base page if you want to tail our lineup. Probably posted about 10 minutes before lock. And make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already.